Welcome and good morning. Today is Friday, January the 29th, and thank you for joining me on the Friday Pastor's Devotional. My name is Bob Lee, and I serve as pastor here at Huguenot Road Baptist Church. We're glad that you've chosen to spend a few minutes with us this morning. I'm going to talk today about having a personal mission statement, and this is based on Jesus' commandment to us to love God and to love our neighbor as ourselves. We're going to focus some on Deuteronomy chapter 6, verses 4 through 9, which is the basis for what Jesus says when he's questioned about what's the greatest commandment. So listen for these words in Deuteronomy, the Shema, as it is called. This is from the Message paraphrase of the Bible written by Eugene Peterson. Attention, Israel, God our God, God the one and only. Love God, your God, with all your heart. Love him with all that's in you. Love him with all you've got. Write these commandments that I've given you today on your hearts. Get them inside of you and let them get them inside your children. Talk about them wherever you are, sitting at home or walking in the street. Talk about them from time to time, when you get up in the morning until when you fall in bed at night. Tie them on your hands and foreheads as a reminder. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your homes and on your city gates. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. This is exactly what Jesus was thinking about when he was questioned about the greatest commandment. And his response to that in Mark chapter 12, verses 30 and 31 is, love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind and with all your strength. The second is this, love your neighbor as yourself. There is no greater commandment than these. And this commandment from Jesus really is our mission, to love God and to love neighbor as ourselves, and to do that with all our hearts, and to remember these words all of our lives. In his contemplative questions, Eugene Peterson asks us, if you were to write a mission statement for your life, what would it be? Would it be the Great Commandment, which we've just talked about? Would it be some lesser commandment? Or would it even be a commandment at all? Some good questions for us today. He says, what if the Great Commandment were the mission statement for your work, meaning your job, your employment? How would that change your attitude toward your work, toward the people you work with, he says. And then he asks, what if the Great Commandment were the mission statement for your family? How would that change your attitude toward your loved ones? How would it change how you speak to them and how you treat them? And we could take this same question and apply it to other aspects of our lives, our friendships, our classmates, other people in our neighborhood, etc., etc. How will we apply God's commandments to the way we relate to others? Could this be a mission statement that pans across all of our relationships? I think that it is. It's hard work, but with God's help, we can love God with all our heart, all our soul, mind, and strength. And we can love our coworkers, our family, our friends, our classmates, our neighbors as ourselves. I'd like to close today with a contemplative prayer based on this topic that Eugene Peterson offers us in the Bible here, in the Message version. Dear Lord, as I'm sharing this, perhaps you might have an attitude of prayer. Dear Lord, give me a mission statement commensurate to my calling. Help me to love you, to passionately love you, with every ounce of energy within me and every resource available to me. Let there be no neutral ground. Let there be no area of my life that's complacent toward you, let alone rebellious toward you. Grant that I may be completely yours, so that I can be completely given to your mission of a loving prodigal world, so it may come home to your heart, where there is music and feasting and dancing. Amen. Thank you for joining me this morning. I hope that these few moments are encouraging to you and helpful as you go about your way, whether it's work or school or family or out in the community in some way. I hope that this will help us have a perspective through the lenses of Jesus as we relate to others. This Sunday, I hope you'll be with us. We're going to continue along in our series on spiritual priorities. We'll be focusing on worship. So I look forward to seeing you. Thanks again for tuning in, and God bless. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift the light of his countenance upon you and give you peace. Amen.